Anthony Davis leads a beatdown of the Toronto Raptors tonight as the Mavericks get it done in their final home game of the season. We'll break it down coming up on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. Hey, what's up, DLLS Mavs Nation? It's your man, Kevin Gray, alongside Mavericks analyst Bobby Carella. We, of course, are DLLS Mavs. Appreciate you joining us here on our post-game show as the Mavericks clobber the Toronto Raptors in their final home game of the season, 124-102. Anthony Davis, absolutely sensational. 23 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 blocks on the night for the big man in the middle as the Mavericks improve to 39-42 on the season as we get ready for the regular season finale on Sunday against the Grizzlies. We'll break it all down here for you over the course of the next hour. We'll be joined by our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, a little bit later on in the show. And in our next segment, we'll be joined by our Mavericks beat writer, Tim Cato, both live from the American Airlines Center, Bobby, in a professional win for the Dallas Mavericks, who took on half a Toronto Raptors team that is careening toward the bottom as the season gets ready to close, and the Mavericks snap their 3-game losing streak with a win tonight.
I would even say more than professional. That was dominant. I mean, they kicked their ass. You know, before the game, in the pregame, said, AD, got to be the best player, man. You got to be the best player every night. How he's played in a lot of these games lately has not been up to his standard. Obviously, there's injury stuff, and there's, I'm sure, some psychological and some emotional stuff, left over since the trade, but came out and dominated, and if he plays like that at both ends of the floor, then the Mavs are going to be fine. Are they going to be great? No, not this year, but they're going to be fine, because he's really, really good, man. That first half, he had 14, 7, 7, and 6 or something, like just unbelievable. No player's ever done that in the first half of a game before. He had a stat line tonight, 23, 13, 10, and 7. The only other player ever to do that in a game is David Robinson. That was more than 30 years ago. He was awesome. And a bunch of other guys on the team finally hit some shots. That was really good too. 15 made threes as a team. This team's not been able to hit the broadside of a barn lately. Granted, you're playing against a bunch of guys that should probably be in the G League, with the exception of Scotty Barnes and Abaji. But, yeah, I mean, they needed to play really well. They needed to flush all of the nastiness from the last week and a half, 2 weeks, and hopefully get their minds right for the game on Sunday and then the play-in.
Mavericks led this game by as many as 38 points tonight against the Toronto Raptors, who dropped to 30-51 on the year. Of course, the Mavericks needing to win their last couple of games and then get some help from the Sacramento Kings if they want to move to the 9th spot, of course, where the play-in game between the 9 and 10 seed will be between the Kings and the Mavericks. The location of that game still in the balance right now as we head toward the regular season finale on Sunday afternoon, where every team in the league will be playing at 2:30 p.m. Central Time in the afternoon on Sunday. So no one will know who is doing what during the course of their games, which I think is a pretty interesting wrinkle when it comes to the regular season finale. But the Mavericks find a way to get some momentum back on their side. As I mentioned, snapping their 3-game losing streak. Had been 1-2 coming into tonight's game as far as their last 3 home games are concerned. And Bobby, you mentioned it. We talked about during the pregame show, Anthony Davis needed to come out aggressive, was able to do that, not just offensively, but on both ends of the floor. And they got some help from some other guys, including guys like Brandon Williams, Caleb Martin. I thought had one of his best shooting game as a Dallas Maverick, especially from the outside. But a lot of guys contributed to this win, and the defense is what led the day for them against a Raptors team that just doesn't shoot the ball well, but at the same time, the Mavericks defensively was able to set the tone, led by Anthony Davis tonight.
Pretty easy when they were just terrible.
Yeah.
Abaji made his first 5 threes, but he made 4 right out of the gate.
Mm-hmm.
I think he had their first 12 points.
That's
12
right.
Their first 14 or something.
Yeah.
So he was 4 for 4 to start. After that and before that, the rest of the team, including him, 7 of 35.
Yuck.
From 3.
Yuck.
Pretty nasty. Pretty nasty. The Lakers the other night shot really poorly, but they played the Nets before. The Nets shot great. Teams have been able to get a lot of good looks from 3 against the Mavs, especially whenever they've been playing 2 bigs. And so, the Raptors obviously just missed a bunch of shots, but AD blocked a lot of stuff around the rim. Lively was there to scoop up a lot of the misses. Gafford was throwing his size around, but at both ends of the floor with both of those guys, they got a couple easy putbacks too. So the Raptors did not have a big man. Who's their tallest guy? It was like 6'8".
That's right.
6'9". I mean,
yeah.
Mavs worked them pretty good. That's what they had to do.
Some of the numbers from tonight's game, as you look at the statistical box score, check this out. Toronto took 100 shots tonight, Bobby. They missed 60 of them.
Nice round numbers, though. I appreciate that.
Yeah. They went 40 of 100.
Easy.
In this game. Mavericks shot 55% from the field themselves, going 49 of 89 from the field overall. 15 of 34 from downtown at 44%. Toronto just 11 of 39 from 3. That is a paltry 28% from the three-point line. Mavericks had in this game 10 blocks, 7 of those coming, of course, from Anthony Davis. I thought the block of the night, though, honestly came from 6'1" Brandon Williams, who got back in transition and was able to get a swat.
He played great, man.
Yeah, he was great tonight. And, of course, Brandon Williams making, I won't call it his return, but he, of course, is on a standard contract now with the Dallas Mavericks after finishing up his 2-way deal and provided them some juice at the point guard position, and a guy that they're going to, in the last game, obviously, against Memphis, but also in the play-in game, provide them some credible ball handling and some finishing ability at the rim. And Brandon Williams came back tonight and did a little bit of everything when it came to what his game can provide, given the skill set that he has.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you see the difference between him and the other playmakers they have. Hardy might be as quick and fast as Williams, but he's not as good, at finishing, and I don't think he's as good of a passer either. B-Will is much faster than Dinwiddie. He's a better, certainly quicker player than Exum, and is probably maybe just better than Exum at this point. So all the other Mavs options at guard right now with Kyrie out are just so limited compared to this guy that was playing in the G League a couple months ago and has now become like this indispensable player on a team that's about to be in the play-in. So he was awesome. Quick trivia for you.
Okay.
Derek Lively tonight, double-double.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell me the last time he had a double-double? Obviously, he missed a lot of time with injury.
The last time Derek Lively had a double-double.
How about this? Do you think it's been within the last 3 months?
No.
You are correct. January 9th, 21 and 16 against the Blazers. He was dominant that game. I remember that one.
Wow.
21 and 16. And then 2 games later, he got hurt, and his season kind of became lost.
Wow. That was...
But, I mean, tonight is why. Like,
yeah,
he's really, really, really good. Luka was working him, but, okay, name me a player Luka hasn't baptized,
Yeah.
Lively is so important. I mean, that he is like the number one most important player, even more than AD, honestly, at this point, to keep healthy, because he can still get a lot better. He can still develop, just like Brandon Williams can, but yeah, I mean, it feels like, with Lively out there playing well, and with AD dominating, with Brandon Williams like kind of playing well, and Najee's doing a bunch of cool stuff, it's like, oh man, if I like squint my eyes, it's a team that's really fun to watch and root for. Like they're and yet they're so far away.
Yeah, I mean, injuries have obviously derailed this team in terms of what the potential of the season could have looked like, but you did have 6 guys in double figures tonight. If you're the Dallas Mavericks, you mentioned Derek Lively with the double-double that he had, the first since early January for him. No Spencer Dinwiddie tonight. He sat out the game due to some right knee soreness. He had played, of course, 78 games coming into tonight. So, I think for a lot of folks where the vibes have been over the last couple of weeks, obviously with the Los Angeles games, the 2 in LA, and obviously the one here, against the Lakers. Not a lot to feel good about in terms of moving toward the play-in, where we've known pretty much for the last, 3-4 weeks that the Mavericks are going to be in the play-in. It's just a matter of who they would face and where they would be facing that particular team at. So you want to find a way in these last couple of games to start to play and feel a little bit better about your game collectively as a team before you head to Sacramento, most likely for a play-in game. And a game like this with multiple contributors and number one being Anthony Davis leading you on both sides of the floor, while it's a bad Toronto Raptors team, let's just make no bones about that, you played in a lot of ways the kind of game that you want to with your superstar center leading the charge in that way.
Yeah, and I mean, again, like rhythmically and all that stuff, like tactically, this game is almost a big nothing burger.
Sure.
But psychologically and emotionally, it's just a nice like palate cleanse after everything they've gone through the last few games. Like, imagine after all this, they come out tonight, they lay an egg and they lose.
Oh man.
Oh my God. You know, and imagine if they would have won this game, but by like 6 points. It's like, geez, man, like, are we even good? You know, but they come out and they blow the doors off them. They're up 30 in the second quarter, 29, whatever it is. AD puts up a line that only one other guy has ever done before. Brandon Williams is back. He's almost perfect. You know, a few other guys played pretty well. Max Christie finally got some shots to fall through. Like, you have to at least be feeling good if you want to have any chance, you know, in the play-in or really in any game in this league. You have to be feeling good about yourself, about your team, about your, you know, your flow, your confidence, and all that stuff. So, if nothing else, it was nice for them at least to see the ball go through the hoop a few times and to scoop up misses when the opponent missed.
Anthony Davis recording his 23 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, and 7 block game against Toronto tonight, joining David Robinson and Nate Thurmond as the only players since the 1973-74 season when blocks were first tracked. That's kind of wild that we started tracking blocks back in 1973. To post at least 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, and 7 blocks in a game.
Nate Thurmond didn't get to 13 rebounds, though, so I don't care, buddy. It's AD and DR.
David Robinson was so damn good, man.
The Admiral.
That's right. And again, a classic all-time nickname.
Great
as well.
Great nickname, dude.
The Admiral.
The nickname, I don't even know what you call it. The nickname game. The nickname game has really fallen off. We've done ourselves a disservice.
Well, when we've come up with like good ones, for example, sometimes the player doesn't embrace them. Kevin Durant.
Yeah.
Like the Slim Reaper is one of the great nicknames
of
awesome
all time.
Nickname. And he has decided to not feel it necessarily. I think maybe that's changed over the last couple of years. I don't know. But for a majority of his career, he was like, nah, I don't want it.
And KP didn't like being called the unicorn either.
Oh, that's right. He didn't like that, did he? Which, again, another fantastic nickname for a guy who can do a lot of different
It's cool. It's unique. It's something different.
What is our favorite NBA nickname?
I don't know. Let us know in the chat what yours are. But I miss even like go back to like 1912 in Major League Baseball. You have like some of the most unhinged nicknames. Like, one-armed McGraw. It's like he's got 2 arms. You know, like what's going on?
Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yeah, like that's so cool. That's so cool.
Except the whole getting banned.
That part was less cool.
Yeah, less cool. Yeah. From Ya Billy.
I love the bit. It just keeps going.
That's right. Ya Billy with the $2 super chat. AD looked like the second coming of Salah.
Spot the lie, man.
I mean,
spot the lie. Here, how about this? Nice little stat for you. Salah Mejri, career high points, 19. Career high rebounds, 17. Career high assists, 5. Career high blocks, 6. Looks pretty similar to AD's game tonight.
Sounds like it. All right, Oscar, we get it. Luka Magic. That's yes, we get it.
That's not a nickname though. That's like an action. That's like a product.
State of being.
Yeah. I feel like a good nickname for him was the Don, but apparently a lot of people think that's lame. But I think that's a cool nickname.
I kind of like it.
I think it's awesome because it's like mobster kind of, you know.
The Don.
Yeah, it's just kind of cool.
The Jet has to be up there. I mean,
Jet is cool.
Like,
the Jet. Oh yeah.
And like
Jet,
leaning into the wings is cool, but like it's just his initials. You know, JET, Jason
Helicopter?
Eugene Terry.
Okay, so real quick,
Helicopter.
Who's that?
Brandon Wright. Wasn't he in
Oh,
the
my-
helicopter?
I think that was like his name for the dunk.
Okay.
I don't know.
Maybe
actually,
not. Maybe not.
I don't know.
Okay, so when we come back, we're going to do this throughout the course of the show because clearly we have found our
The
theme
Raptors
for-
did miss Dick tonight. They really needed Dick. They were 11 of 39
We
from
got
three.
it. We got it. We got it.
They really needed Dick to shoot out there.
Coming up next on the DLLS Mavs postgame show, Tim Cato live from the American Airlines Center. We're going to ask him his favorite NBA nickname of all time. And we want you to throw those in the chat as well. All that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. But it's that time of the year again when your property taxes are due and you only need to pay what's fair. And Ownwell wants you to do that. Owning a home can come with its challenges. I know. My wife and I, we are owning our second home right now, and we just got that dreaded letter in the mail showing us how much we have to pay in terms of our property tax. But we're going to use Ownwell to take care of it. They take care of everything from start to finish. They believe when it comes to paying property tax, you only pay what's fair. With Ownwell, they handle everything from start to finish, and they deliver top results as well with no upfront costs. So you only pay if you save. 86% of Ownwell's customers receive a reduction with an average customer savings. I'll check this out, over $1,100. Some serious scratch at this time of the year, or really at any time of the year. Don't forget the deadline to protest is May 15th for most counties. Save money on your property taxes with Ownwell. Sign up in less than 3 minutes and start your protest today at ownwell.com/DLLS. That's OWNWELL.com/DLLS.
The richest weekend in rodeo is here.
That's right.
It's already begun. There's more than $3 million in prize money on the line. World champions Haley Kinsel, Stetson Wright, Jackie Crawford, and Casey Field have returned to Globe Life Field with an American rodeo title on the line. Come for the rodeo and stay for the party. The hottest stars in country music will be there, including Bailey Zimmerman, with Saturday night, that's tomorrow night, headlined by Riley Green and special guest Ella Langley. So hurry. Tickets are already going fast. Heck, tickets for tonight are already gone, pal, but tomorrow is the main event. That's the one you want to be at. Over 150 rodeo athletes compete over 2 days for a shot at $1 million. It is back-to-back nights of unmatched competition at the American Rodeo. Tomorrow being Saturday, April 12th, it's the championship round where the best of the best will go head-to-head for the ultimate title. 1 weekend, 2 unforgettable nights in Arlington, Texas. Be there or don't, but you should be there.
AmericanRodeo.com. Go get your tickets today.
I feel like I didn't land that one super
it's
well.
cool. It's cool.
Not at all.
Be there or don't.
Be there or square dance or not. Just joking.
Yeah, be there or be square dancing.
That's right. That's right. Mavericks destroy the Toronto Raptors tonight at the American Airlines Center in their final home game of the season. 124-122. Led this game by as many as 38 points. 6 guys in double figures, led by Anthony Davis, who had a monster game tonight, including 7 blocks in the win. Let's go out to the American Airlines Center right now and welcome in our Mavericks beat writer. You can find him on X at Tim_Cato. He is, of course, Tim Cato. Tim, what's going on?
I think my favorite NBA nickname is the Corellustrator.
It's a great one.
That is a good one.
Yeah.
It's on my B-ball ref page.
I'm partial to that one because, you know, yours truly came up with that. So you're welcome. NBA player favorite nickname.
Oh, I don't believe NBA players should have nicknames. You should go by your God-given name, or you should not go by one at all.
Wow. How about
What a buzzkill.
How about
Jeez.
former Mav big man? He was a rookie back in 1981. Jay Vincent. His nickname was the Midnight Creeper.
Oh wow, that is
That's canonically that is an actual nickname.
that's
for an
doing some
NBA
heavy
player.
lifting. That's still some heavy lifting.
Yeah,
right
but
there.
he was given that nickname not for what he did on the court.
Who can say? You know, it's before my time.
I mean, I think the nickname kind of gives an idea of what my man might have been up to during the course of his evenings.
Well, let's find out.
Oh no, let's not. No, I'm just joking. Let's stick with our guy, Tim. Your impressions from tonight's beat 'em down at the AAC from the Mavericks to Toronto.
I mean, Anthony Davis clearly is the headliner. the box score headliner, but the headliner. It's funny. The first impression I had of him this game, and it wasn't specifically about him, but it was that Dallas was still struggling to get post touches to Anthony Davis, as the Toronto Raptors, with worse defenders, with less discipline, essentially executed the same defense that the Lakers had and other teams have had against Anthony Davis. And so, I kind of started watching the game thinking, this isn't an amazing sign. But when Dallas pulled away in what was it early in the second, and what was what was just a game that was kind of going along, all of a sudden became a glorified scrimmage. All of that was semi-transition stuff. Dallas wasn't running plays. It's just Toronto had 7 men in their rotation, and they were not getting back consistently. It was just constant early offense. Take what you can get. Anthony Davis from that point on was doing a lot. Just off the dribble, attacking from the top of the key. Still wasn't hitting his threes, and there's some spacing issues that really pop up when Dallas is trying. When they do post and do get the rotations. Max Christie hit a couple threes on the weak side, but generally I thought that was just something that popped out. But there's some stuff I like too. I thought that Klay Thompson as the pick and roll partner with Anthony Davis, that's your two most dangerous offensive players on the court, or maybe I should at least say those are the two players with the most gravity, in the starting lineup. And so Klay Thompson ran a couple pick and rolls with Anthony Davis, and Klay got a 3 out of it. I thought that it kind of jumbled what the Raptors defense was doing. I thought that popped. It was interesting. Jason Kidd after the game, he said that Klay only got 19 minutes because the team's deep, which is funny after how many games they've played with 8 players available. And up until the very end of his answer, I was like, is he just going to be like, yeah, it's just the team's deep. That's, sometimes he's only going to play 19 minutes. He did say, at the end, there's no reason for him to play more when they're prepping for Wednesday. So, that's the answer I expected him to get, not to say that Klay Thompson is an 18-minute player, when the team's fully healthy. But that popped out to me. And there's probably one more thing. It'll come to me in a minute. Dallas ran some zone defense that was interesting, fun for a few possessions. Again, there's only so much you can take against a team like this, team like the Raptors. You don't really get bonus points for what you did well in terms of like big picture analysis. You just, things that didn't quite work, especially when they're holdovers from the last game, do stand out to me a little bit. But Anthony Davis looked good for the most part. Obviously, his box score stats were exceptional. And like you said, Bobby, in the last segment, if this team wants to keep winning games, and they're about to have a couple, or at least one and maybe 2 that they have to, it's good to feel good at where you are as a team going into them.
Yeah, because the vibes have been just, down bad over the last 10 or so days, given what this team dealt with in Los Angeles, then another LA team coming here and doing what they did on Wednesday. Good to get back in the win column, snapping that 3-game losing streak as they do a little bit of scoreboard watching when it comes to Sacramento. Remember, for those who are keeping up with the 9-10 matchup between the Kings and the Mavericks have to finish ahead of Sacramento in order to host that 9-10 game on Wednesday, by virtue of the fact that Sacramento owns the tiebreaker over Dallas after sweeping the season series 3-0. So the Mavericks would need to make sure that they are finishing 1 game ahead of Sacramento. They'll have an opportunity to do that on Sunday when they take on the Memphis Grizzlies. The Memphis Grizzlies, excuse me. Anything else for you that stood out specifically as we turn our attention, obviously, to the season finale that is going to be on Sunday at 2:30, where all NBA teams will be playing at the exact same time on the final day of the regular season.
Well, Sacramento's down just 1 point to the Clippers tonight, so very easily they could just end this thing tonight, right?
if they do win tonight, yes, they would clinch the 9 seed as, again, virtue of holding that tiebreaker, because it's essentially a 2-game lead that they have right now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, just to clarify, it's not fully in Dallas's hands, or it is not in Dallas's hand. It requires 2 Sacramento losses, which by 1 point they are on track to lose tonight's game, but we'll see what happens in the second half. I like Dante Exum, especially as the team was, as the Raptors were loading up to on the strong side. They were overloading the strong side whenever there was post touches, sending double teams at PJ or Gafford or Anthony Davis. I like that Dante could flash to the middle and then spray a pass out to the open shooter. I thought he had a go ahead pass or a over the top pass too. His first one, actually, he didn't put enough height on it, and it got snagged out of the air. But I think he made up for it with a second pass too. I believe it was Davis, could have been Gafford. It's all kind of blurred together, but that stood out to me. And then Jason Kidd said that the decision to stay in the game for the triple double for Anthony Davis was something that he was going to leave up to Anthony Davis. AD said he didn't care one way or the other, so because it was 1 assist, Jason Kidd thought it was right to put AD back out there. But as far as it goes with the quadruple double, he's like, if he had been at 9 blocks, it would have been a different story. But that once again would have been really only a conversation if he was actually within, if he wasn't 3 away. And obviously blocks is the hardest one of those 4 categories to get and to go like hunt. You can't really go hunt a block, or you can't always hunt a block. A lot of it depends on, of course, how the defense or how the opponent is playing. So that's what stood out to me. Not sure. I'm looking at this box score. I'm trying to find something else for you. Oh, yeah. So it's fan appreciation night, right?
that's right.
Well, they really appreciated the fans tonight. This was a sub 2-hour game. I think that's the most appreciation you can show to the fans after a season like this.
No, that's wonderful.
Let's get
honestly.
you in and out of here in 1 hour and 58 minutes.
That is wonderful.
What a pleasant gift.
It's music to my ears on a Friday night, especially.
No, those are car horns that you're hearing.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, good point. The Landlord's a great nickname. We mentioned Daniel Gafford. I'm going to go with Grandmama as my favorite NBA nickname of all time. Shout out to Larry Johnson. Would you like to actually contribute a favorite NBA nickname of all time?
Wow.
Before you go, since he hasn't done it yet?
I don't believe in nicknames.
I did want to respond to one thing that Tim said. So about getting AD the ball on the block and everything. And when I'm looking up and down, they had Garrett Temple, and he's like, what, 6, maybe 6'7". Barnes, obviously, but you're not going to put Scotty Barnes. You're putting Scotty Barnes at the point of attack. You're not putting him on Anthony Davis. Then it's just a bunch of like 6'4" guys that they had. Such a small team, and that's kind of like swarming style worked, I think, better with the Lakers because like Luka is a little taller. Even Reeves is, he's got long arms. Rui has got some size. Dorian, obviously, and so on. And that's another reason I feel like some of the guys that were out tonight for the Raptors. Obviously, Emmanuel Quickley is not going to be doing that. Jakob Poeltl, you're not going to be fronting with Jakob Poeltl. He'll be roaming. But one of the guys that could have, I think they really needed Dick down in the post.
Oh my god!
I don't quite. Where's the euphemism for that one? Now you're just saying Dick for Dick's
saying
sake.
that they need Dick down.
Oh my god!
They need Dick down on the block.
Hey, what happened at that meeting we had last week?
Like,
where we were
I'm talking about
hey,
Grady Dick playing defense on the block.
Make it more family.
They needed Grady Dick down there. They needed someone with some size.
Tim, enjoy your Saturday. We'll talk to you Sunday on the pregame show. Okay, enjoy your weekend.
Tim,
Bye,
don't
Tim.
even pretend. You made more jokes than I did the last time they played.
Did I?
Yes.
I can't remember that.
Yeah, because it was way back on December 7th. Who knows at that point? Bye, Tim.
Yeah, that was a different I'm a new person, Bobby. I'm reformed.
Oh, okay.
I've found religion. I don't make jokes like that.
Guess I'm alone on this journey then.
I'm entering a new era of Tim Cato.
Yeah,
I would never
it's real,
stoop to that
It's
level.
real hard being me.
Yeah.
By 10.
Well,
cut him off.
I've got to. I actually do have to go.
Yeah, we've been saying bye to you for a minute.
No, I was talking to Raptors PR, and I actually have an interview lined up with one of the players after the game, and they just texted me that my dick appointment is ready.
Oh my gosh. Cut him off.
I hate you.
He did get you in the end. That was pretty good. Let's take our next break here.
Good God.
Mercifully on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. When we come back, we'll talk about something else from this game. Next.
It's me first.
Yeah, it's you, man.
Empire today. The Mavs sure had some home court advantage tonight. They blew those Raptors off the floor. And if you want to get a new floor yourself, you should hit up our friends at Empire today. They can help you get it thanks to their flooring experts. These are dedicated folks, flooring professionals who are focused on flooring every single day. It's not like you're having to go to a big box store where you're going to have grifters trying to rip you off, getting commission off what you're doing. And yesterday they were selling sinks to someone. Tomorrow they're going to be selling bathtubs. They're usually doing roofing or lawn equipment. No, flooring is all Empire today does. They live, eat, sleep, and breathe flooring. So you know that you're going to get clear, upfront, and all-inclusive pricing from these people, plus expert advice, incredible opinions, and you can schedule installation as soon as the next day. And you can get a free in-home estimate today with promo code DLLS, and you can also receive a $350 discount when using that promo code. Yep, you heard that right, a $350 discount with code DLLS. Visit empiretoday.com/DLLS for full details.
I want to help you feel better. Mind, body, spirit, and soul. And you can use Timeline to do that. The cells in our body are the building blocks of life. And Timeline is the supplement that works with those cells to help give you more energy, feel stronger during workouts, and preserve health and mobility as you start to age. The patented ingredient, of course, in Timeline is MitoPure, a postbiotic nutrient that clears our dysfunctional mitochondria, aka your cells' battery packs. With regular use, you'll see and feel the difference in the form of improved energy levels, better workouts, faster recovery, Bobby Carella, and also more endurance and more for, Grady at some point. MitoPure is shown to deliver double-digit increases in muscle strength and endurance without a change in exercise. That's a win for you and me. So make sure that you go to Timeline. It's giving you 10% off your order of MitoPure. Go to timeline.com/DLLS today to get started. That's timeline.com/DLLS. Back here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show, where I promise, Grady, we will leave you alone. Luke says that the Denver Nuggets beat the Memphis Grizzlies tonight. In fact, he is 100% correct. They get it done 117-109. Some history was made tonight as well, gentlemen. Nikola Jokic, for the 2024-25 NBA season, averaged officially a triple-double on the season, joining Russell Westbrook, who did it 4 times, and Oscar Robertson as the only players in NBA history to average a full triple-double for a season. So congratulations to Nikola Jokic.
Wahoo!
Yeah. The reason why I bring that up is because you can start looking at the standings in the Western Conference, as Luke starts to point out. It's looking like the Grizzlies are going to be locked in to the play-in going into this postseason, which, my gosh. Yeah. So what does that mean then when it comes to the Mavericks potentially on Sunday? They could be facing a Grizzlies team that's pretty much a shell of themselves, given where they are.
Yeah, there's no reason for Memphis to try in that game because, that 7-8 game for them, if they're locked into 8th anyway, they're going to be on the road. They have to win that game to be the 7 seed. If they lose that game and then beat either the Mavs or the Kings in the 8v9 or 8v10 game, they got to play OKC in the first round. They're going to do everything they can to avoid that series. I mean, I think Memphis is the kind of team that's not necessarily afraid of playing anybody. That's just kind of their whole ethos, is like we're the bullies, we're the grenade tossing, people, not the opponent. So we'll see. But yeah, I mean, that game suddenly on Sunday becomes a whole lot easier and more palatable for the Mavs. That said, if the Kings win tonight, it doesn't matter for the Mavs either.
That's right. Because if the Kings
and Sunday is their fan appreciation day.
Who's Sacramento?
No, the Grizzlies.
Oh, Grizzlies. Oh, okay.
The power of fan appreciation cannot be understated.
Well, I'm sure grenades will get tossed into that particular portion of the program, I'm sure.
Hopefully not to the fans in Memphis.
Not if John Moran has his way, I guess. Let's bring in our national NBA insider, Marc Stein, live from the American Airlines Center after the Mavericks clobber the Toronto Raptors tonight. More to your left.
Guys, I have terrible news.
Oh, no.
Wait, what?
Nothing Mavs related besides my camera issues.
Oh.
Remember how I told you like all my microphone problems had been solved?
Oh, my God.
No.
Don't say it. Don't say it.
So the cord to the microphone. Why is this camera not in the right place?
You were good till you moved it again.
Why am I so far off center?
No, you're fine on your
No. Go back to where you.
There
you go.
You look good.
There.
You look good at
right
White's Cup here.
Right there.
The cord to the microphone is broken now. So the
Oh.
microphone problems have been solved, but now a new microphone problem has emerged. So I'm sure I sound terrible because I legit am now just coming through the phone because, like I said, the cord that makes the microphone work is destroyed. Have no idea why. I used it this morning with no issues. No idea what happened. So I am flustered. I am a mess. I am sorry.
It's all right. You sound good. You look good.
And honestly, you sound like the Western Conference. a mess. A complete and utter mess.
No, you sound good. You don't sound like a mess. Don't make him feel bad.
No.
I feel bad. I feel shame. I feel bad. I was so excited, and now I'm going to have to figure out how to get a new cord for this bad boy. Now, do you want some good news?
Sure.
Yeah.
Anthony Davis was in a very buoyant mood after the game. I'm sure you guys saw my tweets. 3 blocks away from what would have been only the 5th recorded quadruple double in NBA history. Now, we have to make sure people know that Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell surely would have had a quadruple double or dozens had block shots been tracked when they were playing. Block shots, of course, they've only been tracked in the NBA since the 73-74 season. So unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to officially record one. But there are only 4 formal official quadruple doubles in NBA history. David Robinson in 1994, my first season covering the league. Akeem Olajuwon in 1990. Alvin Robertson did it with steals, I believe, for the Spurs in the 86 range. And I don't remember what year Nate Thurman did it, but he is also on the list.
Wow.
And AD was 3 blocks away. And I asked him, is 10 blocks doable? And he took great pleasure in reminding me that he does already have a 10-block game in his career.
Well, then why did you follow up with why did you choke tonight?
Damn.
No, but after the scrum, I did ask him if there was any lobbying to stay in, and I think he had a good chuckle with that one and knows that 3 blocks with 8 minutes to go in a game that's a blowout, A, not a great idea to chase that, and B, not that easy to get. So.
Well, I'm happy that AD is happy because, my gosh, after Wednesday, it was rather sour around here. So I'm glad he's in a little bit better mood.
You still sound like it's Wednesday.
I'm exhausted is what I am. What you hear is exhaustion.
Me too.
Yeah, like that's where I am. So
take care, guys.
Good night's sleep.
Sorry, I was saying goodbye to some departing Raptors.
Oh,
that's all right. We're just chopped liver. I get it. We get it. Cool. That's cool.
No, I'm just being polite. I left the door open in my frantic nature to get on camera. I left the door open. So.
Well, you still sound good, even with the door open. Couple notes when it comes to the standings. So with Memphis's loss, they're 47-34, and Luke, who is just a bound of plentiful information, all the teams in front of Memphis own the tiebreaker over them. So that means they are locked in.
Did Indiana win tonight?
Indiana did win, I believe.
No,
they did not. I'm sorry, they lost.
They did
129.
not.
They lost 129,
Wow.
115. Yeah.
Are the Lakers winning?
The Lakers are.
yeah, they're up big. They're
The
up
reason I ask is
61 in the second
because
quarter.
Yeah.
the reason I ask is because remarkably, gents, there are only 5 50-win teams in the league. That's a very low number. The average is usually in the 8 range, and the Pacers had a chance to get to 50 tonight. They lose after winning 6 in a row. The Lakers will get there, it sounds like. So the Lakers will give us a 6th 50-win team, but I was curious. Thank you for the updates.
You're welcome.
No, for sure.
There could be a couple more though. Denver has a
Yeah,
chance.
Denver
to
and
get
the
there.
Denver and the
have a
Clippers
chance.
have a shot if they win out. What? So Denver beat Memphis.
Denver did beat
Yes,
Memphis.
Denver
yes.
beat Memphis, which means Memphis is officially they are locked into the 8th seed.
Are they really?
Going into Sunday, because the teams that are in front of them all own the tiebreaker over the Memphis.
I'm telling you,
Grizzlies.
we've said this so many times. I think the Mavs are beating Sacramento wherever that game is, and I can see a win over Memphis. Why are you guys doing that screech noise? Why do you disagree with me?
I'm doing that noise particularly because, number one, Sacramento beat them 3 times. The Mavericks won none of those games. Who in the hell on this team is guarding death by 1,000 mid-range jumpers in DeMar DeRozan? And number 3, Zach LaVine apparently can't miss from 3 these days, because I don't know if you saw what he did to Detroit and Cleveland in back-to-back games.
That all might be true. That all sounds very plausible and accurate, but the Kings do not deal well with size. And the one thing that the Mavericks of Dallas have these days, they are teaming with size. So I think that the Mavs can go to Sacramento and win that game. What's the scenario for the Mavs to steal that game at home?
They need the Kings to lose out and the Mavs to win on Sunday.
And the Kings are playing right now?
They're playing against the Clippers. They're down 6. My skepticism, Mark, comes from the fact that the Mavs have 1 win against a Western Conference team since February 21st.
That's right.
1. And the last time they beat a Western Conference team with a winning record was before the All-Star break. So I'm just spooked by the whole thing, man. Like, granted, they've played a very East-heavy schedule since the All-Star break, but their only win against Western Conference teams since beating Golden State way back in the day were against the Pelicans and the Spurs.
Yikes.
Didn't I already guarantee a win over Sac in the 9-10 game?
I believe that you did go on record. I believe you did. You hit us with the guarantee. You gave us one of those.
I do think that's accurate. I think I did. And I'm sticking with it. Now, and like I said,
all right,
when
Chuck.
Memphis loses the 7-8 game, I'm just saying I would not be stunned.
Oh, boy, Mark is going to hit us with the heat check next Wednesday night.
I'm not guaranteeing a win in the 7-8 game, but I would not be shocked. I would not be shocked if the Mavs find a way to win 2 playing games. I'm serious. I just have a weird feeling.
Well, I'm gonna let you stick with that feeling.
This season has been such a circus that would not surprise me. That scenario.
I mean, you don't have to tell us. We know.
Super Kev, I have to say, Super Kev, we have now been doing a show together since August 26th.
Mm-hmm.
I've never heard you sound this defeated as you do tonight.
Marc Stein, let me tell you something.
Mark is saying that and laughing.
Let me tell you something.
I'm not laughing. I'm
Me and
observing.
you, here, let me tell you, we're gonna have a 30-second conversation right now. Me and you, just me and you, okay?
When I tell you, going to go well for me. I fear this is not going well for me.
When I tell you, my mind, as of this very second, is sitting in my hotel room in Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas 5 days from now. That's where you and I, in my mind, is currently right now. And you,
what is in Vegas? What is in Vegas that you have to get there? Is it a WrestleMania event?
You damn right it is. That's right. WrestleMania, a week from tomorrow. That's right.
And Mrs. Gray has co-signed on this trip?
She had no choice on this one, buddy. Daddy was going on vacation after what he's been through.
Clip that. Tanner, clip it.
Yeah, Daddy was going on vacation. So he will, definitely. I don't know why I'm talking in third person. I will be there, for sure. And you guaranteeing a play-in situation, not helping the vibe in terms of what I got going on.
Well, that Friday game will be my burden to bear.
It might be.
Maybe I'll host. Maybe I'll host.
Okay.
Whoa.
Let's go, Mavs.
Let's go, Mavs.
Yeah.
I'll host. I'm not doing all the reads, but I would host.
That sounds awesome.
That sounds incredible to me. I don't know, man. I just look. It's and you've talked about it. So we can already go to break and let you go. It's gonna be very hard for this team, even if they do find a way to win a game against Sacramento on the road, most likely, and then go win again on the road in the current state that they're in. That's gonna be tough. Especially, let's say if Memphis upsets Minnesota in the 7-8 game, and all of a sudden you got to go to Minnesota.
They're not.
I'm just saying. I mean, Luka got traded, so anything can happen at this point. San Antonio, Harrison Barnes, Golden Stated his way to a win with San Antonio the other night. Like, strange things have been happening as of late here. So I'm not putting past anybody.
I got to go home and get on Amazon and get a replacement cord for my mic that I thought was fixed forever.
All right.
What did Cato have anything enlightening to throw into the discussion tonight?
You don't want to know what.
What
you don't want to know.
Give me the cliff notes. What happened?
It's just, puns about one of the Toronto Raptors players' last names.
Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. You're a professional. You don't have to worry about that. It's good to see you, Mark. Enjoy the rest of you.
Is Tanner okay with me? Is he upset with me for any reason?
Never. No, I could never be.
Chat room's not mad at me for any reason?
No,
they
not at all.
They just want you to host the watch party when the Mavericks play OKC in the first round.
He's supposed to be here today or tomorrow, but
We'll take it under consideration. We'll take it under consideration.
Okay. All right. There we go. Mark, have a good weekend. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Be good.
Bye, Mark.
It's our National NBA Insider, Marc Stein. Good to join us here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show. Let's take our last break here on our show this evening as we wrap it up and look ahead to Sunday when the Dallas Mavericks take on what probably is going to be a shell of the Memphis Grizzlies in the regular season finale. All that and more coming up next on the DLLS Mavs postgame show.
But first, it's Die Hard time. You know what time it is. Everyone's favorite time of the show. Whenever I get to tell you about all the benefits, all those perks and bennies that you get to experience when you become a Die Hard. Number one, you get a free shirt right when you sign up. And you can sign up by scanning the QR code below, going to alldls.com/diehard, or clicking the link in the description below this episode. You get a free shirt right when you sign up. We all got almost 40 in stock, including plenty of Stars gear, Mavs gear, Cowboys gear, Rangers gear. That's all the 4 teams we cover, and maybe more on the way, including a certain team that may or may not be getting a superstar, hopefully, in the draft on Monday.
Oh, my gosh.
But we will see about that. We will see about that. But we will be providing Wings coverage this season. Cannot wait for that. You also get to read our entire website, all the premium paywall written content written by folks like Tim Cato before and after his appointments, and the folks on the other beats. You also get a discount on all merch. You get to join the Discord. Discord is awesome. And you get a discount on live events, including the inaugural Lone Star Open. Woo! Our first ever golf tournament, Friday, April 25th at Stevens Park Golf Course. That is just minutes away from downtown. Beautiful course, even more beautiful views. The whole company is going to be out there. A ton of our hosts are going to be playing. You can sign up to play as a part of a foursome, or you and 3 buddies can go sign up right now on our website. You don't have to be a diehard to go, but if you're a diehard, you get to save 20% on the sign-up fee. That fee is going to cover admission. It's going to cover the cost of yourself or your group. You're going to get to play 18 holes. You're going to get to hang out with us. You're going to get breakfast. You're going to get lunch. I believe you're going to get some goodies. I think we're going to be doing some giveaways and all sorts of stuff all day. It's going to be a really, really fun time. So check it out if you're a golfer. I'm not a golfer. KG's not a golfer. Tanner, are you a golfer? None of us are golfers, but we're going to be there, so you should too.
We're going to party hard, though, during our golf event. So looking forward to that. By the way, just to kind of give you a real quick rundown across the NBA as we finish up here on the DLLS Mavs postgame show as the Mavericks destroy Scotty Barnes and the Toronto Raptors tonight by 22, 124-102 in a game where Dallas led by as many as 38 points.
My sleeper pick, I'm a winner.
Oh, you won?
I'm a winner.
Cook, Bobby. Let's go. Let's go. We got to update the counter then because Jeff Wilson's kicking y'all ass.
Oh,
right
my
now.
God. Yeah, Tanner, you have to show it, I think, don't you? Or is that for Sunday?
Sunday.
All right,
Yeah.
never mind. So I'll update it for Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah. Jeff will still probably be kicking y'all ass
He
by
will
at that
be.
point.
He will be. Don't worry.
Shout out to you, Blessings. I see that you enjoyed the game. You could say that.
It's always way more fun to watch a win, that's for sure.
That's for damn sure.
And watch great players be great. AD was great tonight.
he was the guy who we traded for was really good too in the first half.
Yeah, but AD was
Yeah, I
great
saw
too.
that stat
He was
line,
great
yeah.
too. Which is all that matters on this night. You know why? Because the Mavericks won, damn it. They won, and they set themselves up, Bobby, for a game on Sunday that all of a sudden feels a little more different than what we thought coming into the game on Sunday because the Memphis Grizzlies are locked in the 8th seed. The Mavericks are trying to get to the 9th seed. The Clippers are beating the Kings right now as we speak. And if,
Not by much.
Not by much.
Still.
But if the Kings lose and then they lose again on Sunday and the Mavericks win, they would be the ones to host the 9-10 game in Dallas. Otherwise, they're headed to Sacramento. So still some real intrigue left over the last couple of days of the regular season.
Yeah, anything is possible, but the Kings' last game is at home versus Phoenix.
They're beating down San Antonio right now as we speak.
Probably not going to lose that game. The Kings are probably not going to lose that game. Phoenix is playing this game right now at home against the Spurs. I can't imagine they would send the whole squad to Sacramento for that last game. I just can't. I can't picture them doing that. Booker's playing tonight. Bradley Beal's playing tonight. If I had to guess, Devin Booker is going to stub his toe. Brad Beal is going to, break a fingernail, and they're both going to have to sit out on Sunday due to these debilitating injuries.
Well, that would be that's a hell of an injury report you just came up with.
So I think the Kings are going to win. I mean, I think the Mavs will be 10th. And we'll see. We'll see how it goes because all these games on Sunday across the league tip off at the same exact time, right?
That's
Or
right.
all the Western Conference games do. I don't know if the East might start at noon. I don't know.
I
or
think
do
the
they?
entire league on Sunday is kicking
all
off at
2:30?
2:30.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I guess one West team has to play
Mhm.
one East team, but all those games tip off at the same exact time. There will be plenty of scoreboard watching. The Mavs, I assume, are going to roll out their normal players, and then let's say at halftime, if the Kings are up 30, they might just start sitting everybody. There's just no need to risk injury if it's going to be a hopeless situation. So
And
we'll
I
see.
stand corrected. You were correct. On Sunday, when it comes to the games themselves, half of them will tip off at noon. The other half will tip off at 2:30.
Oh wow.
So as it stands, half will tip off at noon. The other half will tip off at 2:30. The Mavericks are part of that 2:30 slate, along with Phoenix and Sacramento, as you mentioned, that game being in Sacramento, and then you'll go from there.
The Raptors are the only East team that have a 2:30 tip-off. Do you think whenever the NBA scheduled that, they thought that game would matter for the Raptors? Or do you think they were like, these guys are going to suck, that it doesn't matter where they are on the
I mean,
standings?
I said it earlier. I thought the NBA did a favor for them by scheduling a Texas road trip for them in their final 2 games of the year.
Get right out of there.
Get on to Cancun real quick.
There's always,
real quick.
after the last game before the All-Star break and the last game of the regular season, there's a lot of planes waiting on the runway.
Oh, yeah.
Nearby.
Tarmac just full of planes.
Yeah, and I imagine, especially with the Raptors, because they got to do all the custom stuff.
Mm.
I wonder if they'll do their exit interviews right after that game or if they will fly back home. It's just a lot of extra paperwork to have to travel internationally multiple times.
Yeah. No, for sure.
So those guys might get gone.
It's going to be a hell of a day on Sunday. Not necessarily for the Eastern Conference. You know why? because the Eastern Conference is set. Everything as far as the matchups are good to go for the play-in games and for the Eastern Conference regular games in terms of the first-round matchups. That means on Tuesday, you'll have Atlanta taking on Orlando, and then on Wednesday, you'll have Miami versus Chicago. That's right.
1, 2, 3 Galveston.
1, 2, 3 Galveston. Or Port Aransas, or whatever choice of beach you want. So
I think Magic Hawks is going to be a good game, I think.
That'll be an intriguing game.
Bulls Heat, I mean, I love basketball, but I'm probably busy that night.
Okay. All right, there you go. But yeah, what still is to be determined is the Western Conference side of things in terms of the 7-8 game. We know the 9-10 game is going to be the Mavericks and the Kings. The 7-8 game still has some determination because Memphis is locked into the 8, but who their opponent is going to be, that is going to come down to the final game of the regular season. Speaking of which, when you look at the West, Utah is at Minnesota. Now, interesting to note in that game, as of right now, Anthony Edwards is suspended for that game on Sunday because he picked up his 18th technical foul tonight. So Minnesota, as of this moment, will not have Anthony Edwards in their regular season finale when they host the Utah Jazz. Now, they should be able to handle business without him. But as I mentioned just a few moments ago, San Antonio went to Golden State and took Golden State from a playoff spot into the play-in for that particular moment.
The Jazz just gave up 145 points to the Thunder. No Shea, no whichever Jalen Williams is the better one.
Santa Clara, Jalen Williams.
Isaiah Joe and Aaron Wiggins combined for 67 points in a 145-111 rout.
Wow.
I think the Wolves are going to be fine.
And that wasn't even the worst.
I guarantee.
And guess what? That wasn't even the worst score of the night. That belonged to what was the Miami Heat over the New Orleans Pelicans. That final score tonight, boys and girls, 153-104. The Heat beat the Pelicans by 49 points tonight.
Yeah, Celtics beat the Hornets by 36. Bulls beat the Wizards by 30. Wolves beat the Nets by 26. Mavs won by 22. The Hawks won by 14. Magic won by 14.
Just a lot of beatdowns.
April
tonight.
basketball, baby. It's the best. It's the best. Lakers up on the Rockets by 22. Warriors up on the Blazers by 1 million. Suns, yeah, I mean, it's
everybody just getting beat down tonight as far as the games are concerned. But again, congratulations to the Mavericks for the win tonight. Anthony Davis, monster game for him with the 23 points, 13 rebounds, 10 assists, 7 blocks tonight for the man in the middle for Anthony Davis. Good bounce back game for him. And gentlemen, we have made it to the final day of the regular season on Sunday. Game number 82 will be in Memphis for your Dallas Mavericks as they will see if they can get themselves to the 9 seed. If not, they will be headed to Sacramento on Wednesday for the play-in game to see if they can get themselves a win. Remember, they have to win 2 games on the road, no matter if they're the 9 or 10 seed. They will have to win 2 games on the road to get to Oklahoma City to play the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Well, they'll have to win a second game. If they're a 9, they get to play at home the first game, but they will have to win next game on the road.
Yes.
Which, I mean, honestly, if form holds, it would be against Memphis. So almost no matter who Memphis plays, anything can happen in one game, but Memphis Wolves, Memphis Warriors, I don't know if the Nuggets can fall. I think the Nuggets are good now. If they win tonight, which they did, I believe.
They did. Yes, they beat Memphis.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's going to be Memphis. So can the Mavs go to Memphis on Sunday and win and go back on Friday and win? We'll find out.
They beat Sacramento, yeah. A lot to be decided.
Nothing to worry about, as Marc Stein said. They're gonna beat the Kings. It's all good. We can just skip right ahead to Friday.
Which, I mean, you don't mind necessarily when it comes to speed running the playoff experience at this point. What did Tanner, did he guarantee? Did he guarantee it? Never mind. I was waiting for the drop. It's okay.
What I guarantee is that a good time is going to be had on Sunday.
It is.
There you go, a little late.
Our pregame show will begin at 2 p.m. right here on DLLS Sports as the Mavericks take on the Memphis Grizzlies in the final game, game number 82 of the regular season. Again, our pregame show will begin at 2 p.m. on Sunday. We appreciate our guy Tanner making us look good and sound good as always. Appreciate you, sir. Also, our national NBA insider Marc Stein and our Mavericks writer Tim Cato reporting live from the American Airlines Center. That is our Mavericks analyst Bobby Carella. I'm your host Kevin Gray. Mavericks get it done at home over Toronto, 124-102. Sunday, 2 o'clock, right here on DLLS Sports for the DLLS Mavs pregame show. Y'all enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you on Sunday. Y'all be good. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.